Alright, welcome back to my Pacific Drive playthrough. We left off, we got our car all outfitted and somewhat ready to go outside, and we're going to check our route planner.
Within these borders, all matter has lost the ability to hold a constant physical state. What that means is the shape, size, and makeup of just about everything constantly changes. A mile of grass can turn into 10 miles of swamp in the blink of an eye, and it does. Constantly. It's caused by something we call instability. We're completely surrounded by it, and once you've watched it chew through entire mountain ranges, you'll understand that you don't want to get anywhere near it. We can only survive in here within pockets of stability. That's what you're standing in now, and that's what you're seeing mapped on the route planner. If we're going to find you a way out of the zone, you'll need to build a new antenna. Until then, you won't be able to detect stabilized routes beyond your immediate area. So, you've got to go hunting for parts, and that means taking a drive. Go on, pick a route. The arc device in your car will then show you where you need to go.
Alright, so we picked this route, and when you pick these routes, you see over in the right-hand corner, everything says not recognized. That's because you have to scan things, and then they show up once you scan them. And then you could toggle the legend here, route analysis. We have okay on atmospheric shifts, anomaly density, radiation density, zone, storm. And it says what resources are available there. And so on, everything's okay, except there's no resource density, but there are houses and cars and stuff to loot. Resource density is a little later in the game for resources that you gather, other than from vehicles and cars and stuff. All right, so we have our route chosen and our car ready to go. And the way this works, you just head out of the garage and towards this little gate, and then a little map comes up, and you go to your zone that you chose. Alright, so we have basically like what is our mini map here on the driver's side.
Okay, newbie, I'll keep this simple. Don't
You
want to
can
overwhelm that little
there we
brain
are.
of yours. You'll need a few things to rebuild the antenna at the garage. First on the list is plasma. The woods are littered with plasma generators. Look for a research trailer or a Spock tower. But that's those antenna things zapping you when you get too close. Both are always accompanied by plasma generators.
Alright, there's plasma
Your device
generator.
is picking up on some plasma generators nearby. Your headset has a built-in scanner. Use it on the plasma generator, and it'll figure out the tools you need. Looks like it's ripe for the picking. Can't get at it with your hands, though. An impact hammer will do the trick.
Alright, so impact hammer, let's put it on checklist so we know what we need.
Find
And
these
we'll
materials by
start
any means
taking apart
necessary.
things.
No one's coming back ever again, so go on and take what you need. Transports, homes, outpost facilities, they've all been abandoned since the zone was decommissioned in 87. Most of those structures won't even be there the next time the instability scrambles the area. So loot to your heart's content. Just loot away.
Loot away, okay. I could do that. Alright, pick everything up. Oh, I can't wait till we get a hand vacuum again. Alright, so we still need one more thing.
They grow so fast, don't they? And I'll be back at the helm. Been a long time, old gal. Didn't think we'd talk again after that whole Sasquatch incident.
Yes, I was hoping to go another decade without hearing your voice again. What, did you finally talk Francis to death?
Hello to you too, Oppie. And no, I'm still here.
Alright, pry bar to open these locked doors. And I'll use a flare to light up because this thing is a dark game. Chemicals. Cloth. Okay, here's a transmuter, and this transmutes gears to electronics. So if you put a set amount of gears in there, like I think it's 3 or 4 or whatever, it's random. Well, it's not random, but it doesn't tell you how many, but it's multiple to 1, and then it spits out whatever it transmutes to. Okay. Alright, and then let's check in here. There's a gas cylinder, which we need. And that's everything to make the hammer. My scrapper broke, but we could go ahead and break it down with our pry bar for now. It's not as efficient. Actually, I'll just make another scrapper if I can. But we need to make an impact hammer, which needs 2 gears. So craft 2 gears, impact hammer, and a new scrapper. Perfect. Let's go back to scrapping this radio.
Driver, I bet you're dying to hear all about the remnants by now.
Can you not? I'm a little busy trying to keep them alive.
I'll keep to the basics, I promise. They deserve to know what they're getting into.
Fine. I'm giving you 60 seconds.
That is not nearly enough time to get...
55 seconds and counting.
Okay. The remnants, in short, they're old objects that do all sorts of weird things. They bind themselves to people, and you're the latest victim. You and the car are inseparable now, so get acquainted. Once the remnant is bound to someone, they become gradually more obsessed with it. It takes over the victim's mind, until they go crazy and run off into the zone with it. No one has ever been able to resist its siren call. That fixation is
Probably worming its way into your brain as we speak. This is the first time we've ever got our hands on one. But we know all about the past remnants, and oh gosh, this one time it materialized as an old copper kettle, and the tea that came out of that thing, it was...
And now I'm splitting the transmissions going to your receiver. Anything critical to your immediate needs will broadcast directly and immediately to your radio and headset.
Anything not mission critical will be on a low priority frequency. Those transmissions will be recorded and indexed for you to listen to at your leisure. And by low priority, I mean just about everything that comes out of Tobias's mouth.
Okay. So we need 5 plasma total. See if we can get 2 out of this one. Probably just 1 though. These towers, you gotta be careful. They shoot a little electricity when you get close. Watch, you see it there. You just gotta dodge out of the way. This goes in a line. Hey, 2. Okay, cool.
Well, it looks like you're near one of the old Gorilla radio stations. That ought to be prime pickings for antenna parts. I've loaded its approximate location to your map. Look for an antenna tower up on a hill somewhere.
Gotta remember to scan everything. Empty our inventory. And here on the dashboard, you see your car's status. Now let's see if, real quick, we should have enough now to make crew door, and then I think we need what, 2 panels? Let's see. All right, so there's 1 panel. And the door. Oh, that kind of put him into drive. That's not good. If you don't put it in park, it's in neutral and it'll go. All right, cool. And there's another spark tower. Let's get another plasma. Alright, so this road down here has a few places to loot, but it's just more the same, just looting. So once I'm done with that, we'll be back on the road. Alright, so still need to loot these buildings, but wanted to show you guys here is a gas station that we've come across, along with our first little anomalies that you got to be careful of. So there's two things I wanted to show. One, at gas stations you can fill up your car with gas, as you would imagine. Now these guys are called tourists, and they blow up if you hit them with your car or person or anything. So you want to be careful with them. One way to deal with them if they are blocking, but usually you can just go around them. But if you don't want to go around them and they're kind of blocking your way, you can light a flare and hold L2 and then throw it at them.
Eyes to the horizon.
All right. I'm going to finish looting this area. There's a building there, this building, that tower, and then get back on the road, and we'll pick up the recording once we get close to the tower. And just a little tutorial information for this. That red number is battery life. Now that yellow number, not sure what that is. And then these are abilities, which we don't have anything installed for abilities. And then of course you see your gas gauge and speedometer there on the dash. But here we are. So collect parts from the antenna. Okay. Let's first scan everything, and I'll explain also later why that's doubly important to do.
Time
All
to
right,
get moving.
got a button.
The instability's ticking up by the second. But you can't get back the way you came. The instability makes all routes one way. And that's where my arc device comes into play.
It'll get you back to the garage, but it needs to be charged first. And to do that, you'll need anchors. Take a look at the arc device display. It maps all anchors in the nearby area. Find an anchor and feed it to the arc device to charge it. But don't you worry your pretty little head about how it works. You'll be out of here soon, so there's no reason to learn more about Lim technology than you need to know.
So this is how it introduces you to basically what the game loop is. When you go out to zones, to get back, you have to collect these anchor points, and then it opens a gateway for you to go through to get back to the garage. All right, it should be, there's our first anchor point. Oh, we got a logbook. Anchors. All right, let's put you in park.
Those anchors may look like
Glowing balls of magic, but it's Limtech through and through. Don't be scared. They haven't exploded in
Now you don't want to
space.
hold them for too long because you start taking damage, radiation damage when you're carrying them. You just want to take them to your car, put it in the arc device, and just like that, there's one. You can drive your car all the way up to it if you want, but like I said, we have shitty tires, so going off-road isn't really great at this stage of the game. But stick you in there, and then when you grab these, sometimes they start causing anomalies to happen all right around you, and it gets a little chaotic. You just gotta focus on your task and get it to the car.
The arc device is charged and ready. You'll use it to open a gateway back to the garage, but it will immediately collapse the stability around you. So only activate when you're absolutely ready to leave. You
Well,
do
I'm not ready
want
to
get
leave
caught in the
yet.
storm that follows.
Want to grab the last two. Grab it, run back to the car, and then we'll have one more to get. All right, that is our last one. So now we'll take a look at the map. You see our gateways. We have 2 to choose from. Now you see this yellow circle around it. What that means is you can, if you're inside that circle, you can't activate the gateway. You have to be at least that circle distance from it. So what we'll do is I'll get closer to it, and then once I'm right on the outside of that circle, I'll activate the gateway. And watch out for these abductors. They can remove parts from your car, and they drag and throw your car all over the place, and they just suck. They also can remove things from your hands if they catch you outside the car. They're just bad. Alright, so as you can see, we are close now to the outer circle. We can get closer, but it's not that big of a deal. So you hold X to activate it and drive. And you'll see it on person, just visually, that huge column.
Yes, it looks like hot death, but it's so much better than getting scrambled by the instability.
Oh, lost control because of our shitty non-off-road tires. And now you see on the map, this yellow zone closing in, that's radiation. And then the red beyond it is instability, which once it gets to that red, it'll basically kill you real fast. You don't want to be caught in it. Now what I'm going to do before I go into this is see if I could scan it. No, I cannot. Shit, car almost went in without me. All right, anyways, then you just drive into it. That's it. It takes you back to the garage.
Oh, well. You're alive. We're certain if the zone didn't get you, that gateway would. Did I not mention that you're the first human I've sent through that thing? I mean, there've been rodents, but it's not like it's completely untested. But anyway, it worked. So,
oh, cool.
You should have made it back with everything you collected out there. That's the beauty of the gateway. It's the only way to get back with all your marbles intact. Now, take those parts you found into the back room. I'll let you use my fabrication station. For now. That station will concoct ways for you to rig up anything from roof racks to flare guns. Assembling an antenna with those parts you brought back should be easy as pie, but it requires anchor juice to work its magic, so bring back as many as you can. And just because I haven't used that garage in decades doesn't mean you can trash the place. Mess up my equipment and I'll throw you to the anomalies so quick you'll get whiplash. We clear?
Alright, that'll be the end of this episode. Next one, we'll start off with the research.